How's it going, everyone? I am Jinsula, and welcome to another Pokemon GO video. Alright, so for the current season of the GO Battle League, I've been putting in efforts towards getting to Legend. I tried out different strategies for getting to higher ranks, and one strategy in particular allowed me to get a huge 73 win streak. I'm going to be talking about how I achieved this in today's video, so let's roll the intro and get right into it. Okay, so it's not hyperbole to say that the current season has been my most successful season thus far. Typically, I struggle to hold about a 60% win rate, even if I use the most meta teams. However, for this particular season, I've been getting close to a 70% win rate with less effort than before. Probably the biggest highlight of this season so far was the fact that my win streak record was broken by a huge mile. Before the season, my highest win streak was sitting at a measly 15 wins. However, this season, I was able to get an astronomically high 73 wins in a row. So, how was I able to achieve this? Well, a few months ago, I made a video talking about a method involving purposefully losing several matches in a row in order to tank your matchmaking rating. After you do this, you will be paired up against very low level and easy opponents, thus allowing you to increase your ranking at an expedited rate. This also allows you to collect more and better rewards as well, since you get rare candies and more Stardust the more wins you have in a set. I might have gone a bit overboard at the beginning of this season. I got approximately 100 losses in a row by using a team of low-level Pokemon. I didn't use shields, I didn't use any charge attacks, basically, I just let the opponent win. It got to a point where I needed to leave matches because the Pokemon that I was going up against were super low level, and it was clear that I was facing other players who were also looking to tank their rating. After I got to a satisfactory point, I busted out my meta squad and started farming up wins. The primary team that I used consisted of Noctowl, Galarian Stunfisk, and Medicham. This team was an absolute monster. I mean, it felt like I had maybe 50 games in a row where the opponent would use a Hitmonchan lead. I had no problem getting several 5-win sets. I ended up getting close to 200 rare candies and a ton of Stardust. Even though I had to suffer through several days of just losing, it ended up paying for itself because of these stellar rewards. I pretty much kept going all the way with the same team. Eventually, I got to rank 20, which is when I started to see actually difficult opponents. A lot of those Hitmonchan leads started to become Lantern leads. I realized I needed to employ actual strategy after a point. Here's the thing, the team that I was using, it was absolutely stellar. Even when I was running into serious opponents, I didn't have much trouble taking them down. A big reason for that is definitely Noctowl. In case you didn't know, Flying-type Pokemon received a massive buff this season with some adjustments to the move Wing Attack. Noctowl, Pidgeot, and Gliscor specifically shot up to the top of the meta. Thus, it really felt like investing into these Pokemon paid dividends. Anytime they ran with a Trevenant, Venusaur, Swampert, Medicham, Obstagoon, or Scrafty lead, it was pretty much a guaranteed win. Considering that both Galarian Stunfisk and Medicham have very strong switch potential, I was pretty much covered and consistently had the advantage. The only time I ran into big trouble was against opponents using Lanturns and Azumaros. Both of these Pokemon were extremely difficult to deal with. In fact, I actually broke my win streak against an opponent that was running both of them with a Walrein. I thought it was a rather interesting choice going with 3 water types, but hey, the team ended up breaking my streak, so give it credit where it's due. I should also mention that I completely avoided both the Ultra League and Master League, and stayed exclusively with Great League battles. This means that for a while, I essentially took a long hiatus. I'm sure this helped clear out higher level players, so the pool of opponents were consistently the easier ones. Overall, I think tanking your rating is a fairly broken strategy. It really only works if you start the season off tanking. If you try to tank at higher ranks, it doesn't necessarily help you get easier opponents. But for all the ranks before rank 20, it will almost always pair you up against low-level opponents whom you can easily defeat. Therefore, if you're looking to get yourself an insane win streak, basically, you should tank your rating hardcore at the beginning of the season. In the meantime, take a close look at what is considered meta. Then construct a team that consists of the top Pokemon of that season. After enough losses in a row, switch to that meta team and farm up those wins. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts regarding everything that I talked about in this video down below in the comments. I'm looking forward to your opinions, and I hope we can have a great discussion. And if you ended up enjoying this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget that little bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support my channel in any way, big or small, then be sure to check out the links in the description below. For all my patrons, they get a permanent spot on my in-game friends list. So if you want to interact with me in some way, like with remote raids, then do consider becoming a patron on my Patreon. But yeah, that's going to be it. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.